Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. How is everybody doing? I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, New Year's, all that wonderful stuff. I know I did. Ate too much, but hey, nothing wrong with that. But hope you guys have been doing well. Let's see who's in the chat. We got KFT370. He's in the Halloween spirit, I guess. Hey, man, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. And it's gonna. Hey, it's a breakthrough for us. We we almost hit 100K before the new year, and I am just over the moon over that. John from Maine. Hey, thank you, John. I know so many Johns. Hey, there's our friend Lisa Perez. Hey, Lisa, how are you doing? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in one of these chats for a while. But it's a pretty special thing to celebrate. 100,000 views for the Sawyer Massacre in less than 2.5 months. So we got this caught me by surprise. I'll just say that. I expected I'd be doing other live streams, talking about other stuff, but it's going to be special tonight. Tonight's going to be special. But before we get into all of that good stuff, everything's good. Everything's good. Hope you guys all had a great Christmas and New Year's, like I said already. Tell me how your Christmas and New Year's was in the chat, even if it was bad. I don't know. Doesn't have to be good. Not everything is good, right? Not everything. How are my levels, by the way? Looks like on my meter here, it looks like I'm peaking a little bit, so let me know if I'm peaking. It doesn't usually do that. I don't know if something went up here, but I did updates. I know I did an update to the darn system here, and I have a feeling that it might. Let me just go. I'm just gonna listen. You might hear a little bit of bleeding. I just have to listen to how I'm sounding. Let me just go. I'm just gonna listen. You might hear a little bit of bleeding. That sounds okay. I just have to listen to how I'm sounding. I don't know if you guys can hear the bleeding through my headphones or anything, but yeah, I did updates, and now on my my peak level, my levels look like they're peaking, but it doesn't sound like they're peaking. I hate peaking. Hey, and there's Kimberly from Macabrish. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Our buddy Jordan from J Carts Arts. Hey, man, love it, man. 100,000. Yes, it is something pretty big to celebrate. And our buddy Aaron Johnson, who was in our movie, who was in the movie as one of the protesters in the beginning of the film. Hey, Aaron, thank you for tuning in. Everything sounds good. Yeah, I know. It's just, I think it's just something I did with the updates, and now it's going in the red a lot, but it doesn't sound like it's peaking. So got a chainsaw for Christmas. Battery powered. There you go. But that's all good. Hey, it's better for the environment, right? Better for the environment. Chasing a Dream is in the chat as well. What's up, Steve? This is up. But before we get to some of the cool stuff, like I said in some of my posts, there's going to be some surprises tonight. There's going to be some surprises. I don't have guests coming on. Like for the 50,000 views show I did less than a month ago, I had some of the cast on. But tonight I'm going solo, but I got some treats. I got some treats for you guys. I'm going wild. It's a new year, right? But I want to do my shout outs that I normally do because I love these people. I miss these people, especially Michelle from Breathless Beauties. I hope she's still doing this stuff. I gotta find out from her whether she's still making all these awesome horror themed dolls or not. I just don't hear much from her anymore. But if she is, look at how awesome this stuff is. Right? I mean, it's just so cool. Free shipping in the U.S. They're based out of Syracuse, New York, I believe. Very, very cool. And then our other good friend, Michelle Blasky, does her very cool obscure art, which is, I believe it's available on Redbubble, I believe. Love her stuff. It all looks amazing. Very obscure, but I think that's what I like about it. There's our buddy Leatherface. Who doesn't love Leatherface, right? Everybody loves Leatherface. Everybody does. Uh, including in our film. We've had some amazing comments about Leatherface in our film, which we'll talk about a little bit. I am going to talk to you. I am going to try to be a little bit objective tonight, because I'm going to talk about our film a little bit. I want a little bit subjective and a little bit objective at the same time. I am going to talk about some of the things that I really liked about our film, and some of the things I really don't like about our film. And some of those things I don't like are things that we couldn't have avoided. Some of them are things I looked at afterwards and said, man, I wish we would have done this. We could have probably done that too. Hey, our buddy Poopa Doss, and the first super chat of the night. Thank you. So 100. I'm not sure what the currency is. I'm gonna guess rupees. I think it's rupees, but gotta read. We will do Q&A after I do all the special stuff, because I got some, like I said, I do have some really cool stuff to show you guys. A couple things. But we'll do some Q&A at the end of that, and of course, super chats will all be read first. But since we have our first of the night, I'll read that as well. So from our good supporter, Poopa Doss, your channel's first ever super comment from Poopa Doss. Yes, you were our first, man, last episode. 100K for 100. There you go for the Sawyer Massacre. Woohoo! Best team. Damn rights. And I'll reiterate that again, because, I've been making small indie films for about 10 years now. And not just making them myself, but being on crews and stuff like that, and helping others get their projects made. And I've been on a lot of teams, worked with a lot of amazing people, but still to this day, I mean, I look back at the crew I worked with on the Sawyer Massacre and say, man, that was the best I ever worked with. And I've worked with some amazing people. I've got a meeting with one of those amazing people on Sunday. But man, the experience of working with everybody on the Sawyer Massacre, it brought tears to my eyes. It really did. It really did. I'm being totally genuine about that. Some of the things that these people were willing to do, and it's, I could talk about it, but you had to be there to really fully appreciate it. So the fact that these people all busted their asses, knowing that this was a low budget fan film, and we really want to make it look like it was as high end as possible. And man, oh man, the things some of these people did. Nowhere near what some of the people did on the original, though, mind you. Well, some of the stuff they had to go through. But I probably would be arrested these days for some of the stuff that people have to go through on that production. But thank you so much, Poopa Doss, for the wonderful contribution. And you were an integral part of our team. Integral. And we couldn't have made this film without you. And we couldn't have made this film without all the amazing people that supported it. So I want to thank you all for being a part of our film. But I do want to talk about some of the good things and some of the bad things. Some things that let's talk about some of the things that exceeded my expectations as far as the movie goes. Now, I'm not going to talk about the filming experience in general. I'm going to talk about the movie itself. So just so you know, I already just praised the whole cast and crew. So that's good enough for me. But some of the filming experiences was awful though too, because it was a tough shoot. But let's talk about some of the things that I really enjoyed about the Sawyer Massacre as a movie. Okay, I really like Charlie Brady's camera work, especially given the fact that the shots, given the fact that the shots were not really my shots. What I saw in a lot of them. So I mean, a lot of these shots were not from my shot list. Some of them were. So some of my shot list shots actually made it in, but a lot of these were improvised on the spot, because we didn't have the means to get the shots that were on the shot list, and the two reasons why though that happened quite a bit on the Sawyer Massacre. One of them being simply we didn't have some of the proper gear that we needed to pull off some of the shots that I wanted to pull off. We needed a jib, or we needed a crane, or even a drone. I don't think we needed a drone, but I think drones do help. But some of those things we could have used. We could have used a gimbal. I don't think we needed a full crane. I think a jib would have been fine. We didn't need a full crane, but the fact that we got some pretty cool shots, and I basically tossed my shot list out the window. I think it's shot very, very well. It's shot as if you would have thought that those were all my shots that you saw. So I really like that aspect of it. I really like the composition. That was a lot of it was Charlie Brady's own ideas. So praise to Charlie Brady on that. And also exceeding my expectations. I'm gonna say the ending, of course. I mean, I've said it before. I knew the ending in my head. I wasn't sure if we'd be able to pull off the ending with the way it was shot when we shot it. Other than the final shot of Nika, like when we shot that, I knew we had it. But overall, like that ending as a whole, the whole scene with the truck driving, I was like, we didn't get all the shots we needed. That's what I was thinking at the time. But now when I see it all together, it definitely exceeds my expectations. I feel like that was the ending I wanted. Hey, there's Michelle. Hey, and Pupuda sent in another 39 rupees. Tell me if that's rupees. I really don't. I'm not good with currency. Because I think you're from India, Pupudas. You forgive me, Pupudas. I think you're from India, but I don't know for sure. I'm not the best with that kind of stuff. But thank you so much, and I appreciate that. And hey, Michelle, we were just talking about you a few minutes ago. Other parts of the film that kind of exceeded my expectations. Well, and I'm going kind of based off, the experience I had while shooting it and how good I thought it was going to actually turn up. The death scene of the mother and her daughters definitely exceeded my expectation. The way it feels on screen to me. I know that there's no blood. I know that I know I didn't get every shot in there that I wanted to get. And by the way, going back to the reasons why we didn't get every shot, I think I forgot to finish the thought on that. Finishing the thought on that. Like I said, one reason was we didn't have all the equipment that would have been needed to get a lot of these shots the way I wanted to see them. Another reason, again, was time. We could have gotten some of these shots, but they would have taken more time. And this scene was a good example of it. And part of me was like, I wish we would have gotten certain shots in the scene. A couple of shots I wish we would have gotten in the scene with the mom and her kids getting killed. One of them being Jenny De La Fuente is supposed to get her leg cut. And it was just time. We had to roll with what we could do in a short amount of time, and I wish we could have got a couple more shots. One of them was she was supposed to fall down because her leg was cut with a chainsaw, and that was just going to take a lot of time to do properly. It is what it is. And another one was actually we have the shot in it, but it's not the shot I wanted. That's when Leatherface swings the chainsaw at the girls, and you see it like that. I really didn't want it to be like that. I really wanted to be kind of POV from the girls' perspective, but like see their hands kind of in the foreground while Leatherface actually approaches and drives the chainsaw towards the camera. That's what I really wanted, but we got what we got. And again, due to time. Pupudas, you don't have to keep doing that, but that's very kind of you. Thank you so much, Pupudas. I really appreciate that. New Promotion Vintage Films sends in another 39 rupees. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. If I'm wrong, if I'm not wrong, you can don't have to say anything. But anyways, and as a whole, one final thing I want to say about the Sawyer Massacre that exceeded my expectations. Last but not least, but the acting. The acting. I mean, I know that it's not perfect, guys. I know that there are some moments. And there will be some moments. And I can sit and I can show you all the moments where I think, okay, this doesn't feel quite right or whatever. But man, we had to shoot this in 9 days. 9 days. And so if anybody thinks that those actors weren't professional, I'm telling you, try shooting a film in 9 days with no rehearsals too, by the way. Absolutely zero rehearsals, which I've never done. I was freaking out before going into shooting. And that was just one reason why. There's many reasons why I was freaking out before shooting. We had no rehearsals with the actors. So you think there was pressure on the actors? Oh crap, there was. They had to nail their performances in like 1 or 2 takes. Sometimes you didn't get a second take. You had to nail it in one. So I can't say enough about the acting for a fan film. For a low budget, for any low budget film, forget fan film, guys. Forget fan film. Hey, we got a couple new chatters. I'll address the chat and then get back to this. Christopher Perales, Sawyer Massacre movie rocks. How can fans of the film purchase copy of DVD or Blu-ray? Keep up the good work. And our buddy John from Behind the Fiends made it. You made it, man. You made it. Christopher. I'll address that. We're running Indiegogo campaigns for a long time. We've since closed them down. However, I was planning on ordering extra Blu-rays and DVDs, just in case. So I was going to order at least 10, 15, 20 copies extra of each. So if you want to order one, I think my email is probably in. If it's not, I will add it, or I'll message you or something. And I can do those over PayPal. I'm not a big fan of doing stuff over PayPal, but if you really want a copy, that's the way to do it. That's going to be the only way to do it, because I'm not going to put up another Indiegogo campaign just to sell some Blu-rays and DVDs. But that's how I can do it. It would be that way. So I think there's also links to my social media. There should be links in the description of this video to my social media. You can message the page, the Facebook page or the Instagram. Message me on Instagram. I'm actually very, very active on Instagram and Facebook. So message me on either, and I'll make sure you get the details on my PayPal email and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to say it live over the air, but that's basically how you can do it. So we've got our spam. Don't you love our spam? Thank you, spam, for showing up. I love the spam that we get. Future is here. Dating AI 84% match. You hear it, folks? You hear it? 84% match. I'm in. I won't tell my wife that. She could probably hear everything I'm saying, but she's in that room next to me. She knows I'm joking. My wife knows I'm a joker. Sometimes. Not all the time. Oh, that's great. That's great. Where was I going with all that? I hope that answers your question, though, Christopher. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions to that, but it should be pretty straightforward. I'm very active on social media, all of our social media platforms. I'm, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm active on all of them. We've got quite the network. So if you want to place an order, that's fine. I am ordering extras. A couple people have actually still even messaged me about that. I left the Indiegogo campaigns up as long as I could. I really did. I didn't feel like it was right to leave them up any longer, but I don't want people to miss out on Blu-ray or DVD. So, so if you really want one, we can make that happen. So, but once we're out, we're out. I'm placing one order, one order and one order only for all these things. And once we run out, we are out. So nothing I can do about that. Then you'd have to make your own, I guess. I don't know. But you should still be good. It would have been easier, obviously, if you caught one of the Indiegogo campaigns. But hey, that's the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't. We were raising funds on Indiegogo for like 2 years. So I think that was long enough. And we raised over $50,000, as far as I know. I won't get too far into that. I'm Canadian, so I see the money in Canadian dollars rather than American dollars, people, just so you know. But I've been told it's about $51,000. I've been told. And that sounds about right. Has Vortex said anything about your movie? Not that I know of. I mean, our production manager, Chris Parcini, was in contact with somebody from Vortex, and apparently they were like, "We'll send you a cease and desist." We're not making any money off of this movie or anything, so I never received a cease and desist letter or anything like that. So, hopefully I won't. If they force me to take it off YouTube, I'll take it off YouTube if I have to. But that would suck. That would totally suck. But yeah, I have not heard anything. But again, we're not making any money off of it, so there you go. Awesome. Can't wait to chat tomorrow. Yes. Yes, that's Aaron. That's Aaron. I'm getting mixed up on who's who. There's so many people. Right? That is Aaron? I think so. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. A&B horror movies. Yes, sir. That's going to be a fun little interview. You send me more info on when that... It's not live or anything, right? I don't think it's live, but you never know. Yes, okay. John from Behind the Fiends. So what you're saying is I can make myself the perfect date just by clicking on this. Yeah, you can, man. And sounds swell and hot. Oh, man. Don't you love the spam? I don't get the trolls I used to get, though. I get the spam instead of the trolls. Hey, that's all good. Anyways, I do want to... I'm going to address some of the negative stuff about the Sawyer Massacre, too. And this is just what I personally feel. Because it's not a perfect movie. And again, a lot of it was due to budget. A lot of it was due to locations. And a lot of people love the locations, too, which is great. I mean, it's great that you guys see the locations for what they are and that they look good. But I had a vision. I had a vision for the locations. Bob White, howdy, Bob. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, that is kind of one of my biggest beefs with the Sawyer Massacre. The locations didn't fit what I was seeing, and it's one thing that kind of bothers me. Now there's other little things that bother me a little bit. I kind of wish I did change some of the story elements a little bit, and some of it was due to some story elements we changed because we had no choice but to change them. We couldn't make them the way they were in the film. I think I mentioned this on the last stream when I had like William and all of them, but Jimmy's got his hands tied to the chair at the end, and before to escape, he just kind of shakes the ropes off. That wasn't supposed to happen. And I don't like that. It definitely makes Leatherface look totally incompetent. And same when the guys are like hanging from the rafters in the basement. That was not like that at all in the script. And, it was... we had to work with what we had. But, we made it work. We made it work. But, in hindsight, it's like... one thing I kind of wish I did differently now that that I seen it and I'm like, ooh, this would have been perfect because we hadn't really established the Leatherface masks very well. Because again, I've said in my explain video that I did basically after the film came out, that each mask that Leatherface is wearing was a different character in the film that he killed off. Like the first mask he's wearing was the guy at the very beginning that walks in with the document in his hand and finds the lady on the ground and all that kind of stuff, and so on and so forth. And all those different characters have certain characteristics that Leatherface was meant to take on. The most important being the last mask he's wearing, which was a combination of the father Henry, his face, and Mary Ellen's hair. And so those were the parents, and that was him taking on a parental figure role, which obviously was the main plot of the film, really. And some people still don't get that, and that's okay. It's subtle. I know it's a little subtle. It's not that subtle, though. Is it that subtle? I don't know. Hey, everybody. Joe from Fangoria Faithful is here. Hope everyone's doing great. What did I miss? Oh, I'm just kind of talking about my likes and dislikes of the film right now. And I haven't missed any of the special surprises yet. So look out for that. Stay tuned for that. And Die Hard Horror, congrats on 100K. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And boy, we got some cool stuff for you. Another thing, let me see, what else? There was something else I didn't like about the film. There's always little things. I didn't pick up on the yeah, I know it was too subtle, but yeah, I was going to explain that. One thing I wish I had done, I was never happy with when Gene and Brandt were in the house before Jimmy came in. We built Jimmy coming in with that. I think it's stupid now that I look at it, with that little suspenseful door. You know, he's trying to open the door, and it's like kind of like a jump scare at the end. I kind of wish we didn't do that. I kind of wish we would have just had Jimmy come in and then kind of play out the scene from there. But Leatherface is fucking with them. You know, he's playing a joke on them because he's wearing the mask of the joke. He's wearing a Joker, the mask of Bob, who was supposed to be, and again, it was subtle. We didn't dive too much into this with the character, and I kind of wish we would have dove into more of the character of Bob with his Joker aspect a little bit. You know, we had him made a little joke at the beginning, and then Kathleen says as she's descending the stairs, "Enough with your jokes, Bob," which was sort of supposed to be the big clue to Leatherface that this guy's a Joker. So I'm gonna play jokes on people with this face, you know. But that would have been that whole scene could have been a lot cooler, more suspenseful in my opinion, with Leatherface, you know, kind of messing with them, you know. And you kind of get to see him in the shadows a little bit. Who the hell's here? You know, oh, it's those guys messing with us. So we played with that a little bit at the end. I kind of wish we played with that more throughout that whole scene. I would have done that had I really thought of it, but and I think we could have played up that angle a little bit. I think we could have. And I guess, you know, as far as nitpicks go, yes, there's some suspension of disbelief a little bit here. I know, I hear this from people too. They all seem stupid for going into that house. Well, it's easy for us to say, though, at the same time. It's easy for us to say because we know what awaits everybody in that house. But really, though, if you put yourself in that situation, I mean, geez, people go in abandoned houses all the time. There's YouTubers that do it all. They pretty much make a living off of it. Oh boy, we got our spam again. I love it, but I hate it. Some of them went through, some of them didn't. That's weird. I'm just gonna whatever. And Pupadas new promotion Vintage Phil within March, and I'm guessing it should cross 200K views. Man, that'd be nice. I think it's possible, guys. I really do think it's possible. There's no saying it isn't possible. There's no saying it isn't possible because I'll say this. It was faster to the second 50,000 views than it was to the first 50,000 views. It took about a month and a half to hit the first 50K. and it took like a month to hit the second 50K. So that's showing you something. Something is driving up the algorithm. It could be the trolls, the people bashing my film. I don't know. I won't speculate. I mean, I can speculate, but I'm not going to say that's the truth. But it could be. It could be. If that's the case, keep bashing my film. All you bashers out there, keep bashing it. Bash away. I encourage it. I encourage it. You know who you are. Yes, you do. I know who you are too. I know who a lot of them are too. But anyways, it'll get there. Yeah, I'm not going to doubt it now, because if you guys saw my Facebook post or my social, I'm going to call them social media posts because they're the same on all my social media platforms. I think I always first post to Facebook, and then anyways, I said I thought it would take a year to hit 100K. I thought we'd get there, but it would be like, we'd be just limp there after a year, and then it would pretty much slow down, and after 5 years we'd have like 110,000 views or something like that. So which is still great. Hey, that was the goal. I thought that would be a great thing to strive for, and there's nothing, and it's great for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film. The fact that we hit it in 2.5 months, not even 2.5 months really, it's awesome. It's awesome. I can't believe it. And the fact that we've got good IMDb scores, and trolls, and bashers, and people lying about the movie and all that kind of stuff. Fine, go ahead, What are you guys saying here? There are many fans. It's so good. That ending. That's my favorite part too, is the ending. I just again, that it did exceed my expectations. I guess for I mean, when I saw it being filmed live, Nika's last shot there was so good. I knew that she nailed it. I don't know. I'm not even sure if I gave her all the direction I wanted to give her, because again, we're so rushed. I can't even remember what my exact direction was to her. But when you look at her, it's like, I feel like my direction would have been, she's accepting her fate and she's preparing herself for what's ahead. That's what I feel like. I must have directed that to her, because that's what I get out of that face. I don't think I did say that to her, at least not exactly like that, but that is the kind of direction that you feel off of that, at least that I feel. Maybe I'm biased because I wrote it, and I just feel that because I feel that, but it was probably the one shot that we got that it was like, we really got that one. We really got that one. We had a lot of other good shots. We're like, okay, that's okay. That's good. That's good. Pretty good. But again, a lot of these weren't the shots I had in mind. A lot of the shots, they weren't what I was going for. But they still worked really well. So I guess for that reason, it doesn't quite feel like my style. It feels like a little bit my style, but not as much as far as filmmaking goes. Like, you really got to see my style as a filmmaker, and what I really wanted to see for this movie in the promo trailers, believe it or not, even though those were shot for much cheaper. But I had my shot list, and I shot exactly what was on my shot list, like pretty much to a T, pretty much. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, is my style in the movie? Of course it is, but not as much as other things I've shot. If you've seen any of my short films, which are on YouTube, by the way, you can go check those out. But let's get to our first big surprise of the night. You guys ready for a cool little surprise? I know I am. So I got this in the mail. What do you think these are? Anybody think? We were talking about these kind of things earlier. Christopher was asking about these. These, I believe, maybe I'll open these. They'll be totally not what I thought they were, but I'm sure they will be. I just want to let everybody know that I ordered just these two copies. One of them's a DVD and one of them's a Blu-ray. And I ordered these as a test because I've received mixed opinions on this. And I've kind of talked about this with Patrick and those guys on my last episode of the show about recordable Blu-rays and recordable DVDs versus like the straight up ones. These are apparently recordable. 99% of people are like, these will play on everything, but there's that 1% of people that say it won't. Well, it might even be more than that. It's I want to be sure, so I'm going to test these out, even though I don't actually have a Blu-ray or DVD. We have an Xbox, so I think that should play DVD. It won't play Blu-ray. I don't think. I'll have to see. It's like a first Xbox, but it'll play DVD. So we'll see. We'll open these up. We'll see how they look at least. We'll see. And, see how the design looks that I put on. You guys will get a first look at what these look like. I think this is the DVD. This is the DVD, guys, I believe. That's the DVD. I think it's the DVD. I think so. I could be wrong. It could be Blu-ray, but this doesn't look like a Blu-ray cover. Usually it says DVD though on it too. Usually they say DVD. It's wrapped in cellophane, so that's kind of nice. Pretty cool. It's nothing too fancy on the back. You got a picture of Scotty, a picture of Olivia here hanging from the meat hook, a little the synopsis, and a picture of our 5 main actors. So that's pretty cool. I think that's the DVD, because usually the Blu-ray is shaped a little bit differently. We'll open up the second one. Oops. I just knocked my mic there. Sorry if it created a loud noise. Very cool, though. Very cool. I'm going to test these out, though, guys. I am going to test them out. I'll actually open up the insides as well, just to... There's nothing... I don't think there's anything too special on the inside. Yeah, this is Blu-ray. You can tell a Blu-ray. So there you go. Same stuff on the back. The VHS will be a little bit different. Be a little bit different design. The VHS is going to have the mask design, the other poster design on it, and different pictures on the back. But it'll still have the same synopsis and everything as well. But let's open this up and just see what the disc actually looks like and stuff like that. Now, one thing I also want to note with the DVD, cellophane's always so hard. I need nails. I bite my nails, so I don't. Anyways, yeah. One thing I want to note about the DVDs, I still have to look into this more, but it looks like I can't. With the software I got, I can't get the special features and stuff on it. I'm going to try my best. Maybe if I do it as a 2-disc, of course it'll cost me more money, but what's money anyways? Right? There we go. There's the inside. It's got a little... There we go. We got Leatherface there on the disc. And I think this is just a card. It's like a little mini poster. It's cardboard though. Pretty cool. So nothing overly amazing. But the Blu-ray will definitely have menu features. The DVD, I'm working on it. So this one won't. I just have to make sure that they play. And there you go. Blu-ray and the DVD. Folks, hope you guys can see that. Pretty cool. I'm excited. They look cool to me. Looks like all the pictures and stuff look good on them. Yeah. Excited. Really cool design. I mean, I designed it myself. I mean, I just put screenshots. To me, that's what I always kind of love about old VHS. They got a few pictures on the back, and usually a little description and the credits and whatever. So yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Hey, there's our buddy Bobby. Hi, Bobby. How you doing? Good to see you, man. Beauty pumped to add more Texas to the collection. So there you guys go. That's our Blu-ray and DVD. And if you thought that was all the special stuff I got to share with you tonight, I got something else kind of special, depending on how you look at it. It's special depending on how you look at it. Blooper reel. Oh, Bobby's asking blooper reel. I hate to disappoint you, Bobby, but we really didn't have any real bloopers in the movie. There was one minor blooper that I could find. There really just wasn't any real bloopers. We didn't have time to have bloopers because we had to nail stuff on first or second shot. That is why we don't have a blooper. We have some BTS stuff. And we have also on the Blu-ray for the extra features, for the special features, we also have some of the cast auditions. Ooh, so that's pretty cool. And also director's commentary on there as well. So there you go. That's what we got. That's what it was able to get. I was trying to find some bloopers, but like every blooper that it wasn't really a blooper, It's stuff you got in the movie, really, that, is kind of funny. Like Scotty getting hit with the blood so much in some of the blood rigging really was always aimed at Scotty. All that made it into the movie, so it's not really a blooper reel. You hear us kind of laughing about it afterwards, but that's about it. Yeah, so, I mean, wish there was a blooper reel, but not enough stuff. Not enough stuff to make a blooper reel. Michelle Plasky just got home and they shorted me 15 hours. Jeez. Bummer. What can you do? All right, so here's the second really cool surprise, guys. We are going to watch. You guys are going to be the first viewers of my very first film. Right? Well, not the first viewers. Because it was on, and there is a short version on YouTube somewhere. Look it up. First Annual Barbecue, the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film I did. I'm going to play that for you guys. I'm going to do a little bit of commentary with it. Not much. I am going to post it to my YouTube channel afterwards. But yes, this was like 10 years ago, guys, so it's pretty rough. But it's kind of cool because you will get to see you'll get to see some evolutions. So, like, there's similarities to First Annual Barbecue with the Sawyer Massacre, mostly being names of some of the characters, and you can kind of see how certain elements of the movie kind of evolved into what we have in the Sawyer Massacre. So, you guys are gonna get to watch that now. I'll do a little commentary along the way. It's not good, guys. It's not. It's not good. It's about 30 minutes long, so it should be okay. It'll take us to the end of the stream, and if there's any Q&A you guys want after that, obviously super chats will take precedent over other ones. But I'll try to get to everybody's questions before the end of the night and all that kind of stuff. But usually you guys don't have a ton of questions for me, so that should be okay. But yeah, super chats will take a little bit of precedent over that. And thank you again, Pupados, for the wonderful super chats earlier. I'm guessing rupees. I'm guessing those are rupees. I'm not good with currency, man. Not good. Anyways, so without further ado, here is First Annual Barbecue. And I will do some commentary. Hopefully, let me know if you guys can hear it. If I can't hear it on my end. That was. I'm going to change that a little bit. I wonder if Joe can add that. That's my music in there. That's Sequandaland Part 1. And Sequandaland Part 3 is what's in the intro of the show.
Yeah, these are going to be really good. You know that young fella? he sure does a good job.
Oh, yeah. Can you guys hear it okay?
Just like his old grandpa.
I just want to pause it here. Hear it? You do hear it? I'm going to do this real quick with the Sawyer Massacre. Mostly being names of characters, and you can kind of see
I'm
how
just going to
certain elements of
see.
the movie kind of first annual barbecue.
I just want to hear the levels. Sorry, guys.
Let me know if you guys can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it there. I won't be able to hear it, but you guys can hear it. That's all that matters. As long as you guys can hear it, that's all that matters. Okay. The music, the music comes in there, eh? Hey, I composed all the music for this. I'm proud of it in a sense that, there's some good tunes, there's some good melodies in there, good for horror movies, but it's all wrong for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. That's quite... I feel like I didn't know how to compose music for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. This music would have been good in a different horror film, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Some cool crane shots. We had some cool gear for filming a lot of these. This is just random B-roll stuff, though. Jeremy Messenger played Rex, and this version of Rex is very interesting. And Yanni Augustus Agonis, he's one of our good supporters, best supporters. He plays Gene in this movie. Very different Gene than what we have normally. But you'll see the similarities. I haven't seen this in a while. Regis Palmer is great. And I was trying to change the names and heading into copyright trouble and stuff like that. I don't know why I thought that would at the time, I thought that was going to be a big effect on me. Here's our buddy John from Doomsday's Crypt. Hey, John, we're watching my first Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie ever. Oh, here's the sheriff pulling up. This is Kim Ritchie. I still see Kim Ritchie from time to time. He works as a security guard at Save On Foods. You guys in the States don't have Save On Foods. It's purely Canadian. My wife actually works at Save On Foods as a pharmacist. So there you go. Yeah, there's Kimbo Ritchie. He's playing the sheriff. We originally had a sheriff. No, the sheriff ultimately for the Sawyer Massacre, kind of like this whole conversation here is between Rex and the sheriff, and ultimately it kind of turned into the conversation between Drayton and Rex in the Sawyer Massacre. It's quite different. But
howdy, Sheriff. What can I do you for?
Where's your brother, Rex?
What? Braden? He must be over at the gas station working.
I just came from there. Better not be down at the slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Remember, the state took that over.
Which means you don't have any jurisdiction over it.
I know. Why did I use the killer body?
State don't do shit, you know it.
And I thought I was going to get
Just
in trouble.
ignore everything like I've been telling you. There won't be any problems. And tell you what goes on in that house. All I can do is tell you to stay away.
Oh, okay. Raise my volume and I can't raise my volume, but I can lower the.
You might
film.
have an idea, Sheriff, but that don't mean much.
Is that
the
better?
state gets involved. I just can't.
Let me know if that's better. I did
Just
lower
keep away from that old Fran's hay house. You know what's best.
This is out of my hands. Family's coming to see it soon. If they can't fix up the place, they're going to sell it.
This was
You're gonna need
so long ago.
Whatever it takes.
I'll pause here for a sec here, though. I want to just.
This town is pretty much dead.
I want to pause and talk about this scene particular, though. These guys really didn't know their lines. Now, I love these guys. They're very nice guys, but they really didn't know their lines, especially Jeremy playing Rex. And he's still a good friend of mine. I talked to him, but man, they were not prepared. It was almost line by line we had to do with them. This was filmed in Canada. Yes, it certainly was. I did not have money to go to Texas then. This movie was filmed with my own money, and I believe it was around $1,500 total. It's a 30-minute film. I had about $1,500. Let's watch, and I will post this on my YouTube channel, so you guys can kind of watch it without me yapping through it.
Mrs. Francais, the house is all she had.
Not going to tell you what happens in that house, Sheriff. All I can do is tell you to stay away. I can't control what happens around here.
Love Canada too. Random signing, first annual barbecue.
Finally,
Yeah, I hear you, Michelle.
I'm game.
Wicked.
At least this road trip wasn't a complete waste of time.
So this is
Been driving around here for hours.
This is Torsten Nogel and Brianne Welton. They played Bob and Kathleen, so the same Bob and Kathleen that were, but the very different versions, younger versions. And I think in this, I believe, as I recall, when we were making this, they were cousins. They were cousins. We made them cousins instead of a couple, and I don't know why we did that, because actually in the original script I wrote, they were a couple. So I, for whatever reason, thought I had to make them cousins. I don't know why I did, but I did. Whatever. Anyways, just saying, they were probably the two more experienced actors in this movie. Like they got their dialogue. We'll say that they're not stellar by any means, but she was a theater actor, so she could be a little over the top sometimes. So in some scenes we had to, we cut some of her stuff a little bit because it was just too theatrical, too over the top. But she does great later. I'll show you. You'll see. Let's watch.
I had my doubts. I don't know. It sounds like fun.
Says a free barbecue, so I don't know what's wrong with anything that has to do with free.
Exactly.
Looks fine in my eyes.
Free food?
Yeah. Maybe even some extra people we can meet.
I'm interested.
So, Quail Hill
The
Road.
audio's horrendous.
The next right, eh? That doesn't look like it's for a long time.
Well, there's bound to be people down on the road. We can ask for directions.
True enough. We can't be the only ones going to this.
True, there's bound to be tons of people there.
Probably.
Meet some people, free food. It's
Yeah.
gonna be fun. Let's go.
Yes.
Then he raised the top. He's basically playing Drake, but we called him Break. It's stupid. Hey, there's everybody. Mario Degree Centigrade. Hey, man, you're just catching the first Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be running that barbecue. Go
Thanks.
down here about a mile and a half. You make a right turn. It's Quail Hill Road. Now you head down that road a bit. You'll find an old abandoned farmhouse. It's the old Francais house. But I wouldn't advise you to go inside. It's Quail Hill Road. A mile and a half to the right. You got that? Come by and have a good time. Free food. So enjoy yourself, and I'll see you guys down there.
Thank you.
All right.
It's definitely more campy.
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
You weren't thinking of actually going
I'll
inside,
say
are
that.
you?
I mean, it's. I mean, I can't knock it too much for that, but I think at a certain point I knew that I couldn't make a serious film, like it seemed like genuinely seriously scary and all that stuff. So I mean, we had fun with it. It is what it is. I try not to dock it very much, but because I mean it's my first film. It was the first film I ever made. It has its issues, but I can still have fun with it. I can still have fun with it. I still can watch back and say, "Oh man, hey, it's fun though. Yeah, it's fun."
Of course not.
Bob,
Okay, fine. Maybe a little bit. I just want to look around. What? I'm curious.
didn't you hear what he said? He said it's dangerous. It's practically falling apart.
It's an old house. What could possibly go wrong? There's a missing board. I'll step over it. It'll be fine.
I don't think we should go inside.
Well, what else are we going to do? Sit on the lawn and just be like, all right, barbecue.
It's
when's
so
happening?
hot out. Why don't we do something normal, like swimming?
We can go swimming afterwards. I'm starving. Come on. It could be fun. You don't know until you try.
I guess it could be fun to check it out. Just
All right.
be careful and don't do anything stupid.
What did they shoot it on? I believe it was Canon T3i for pretty much the whole film. Yeah, pretty sure everything was Canon T3i. I think, like, I know we did some pickup shots, but yeah, I think it was all Canon T3i. So, I mean, it's a dated camera now, obviously. But back then, it wasn't a bad camera. But it's pretty dated now.
I swear.
Okay.
DSLR.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Yeah, pacing's not bad, Poo-Poo, but the story is, I don't know. The story itself, I don't know.
Right?
Rex, come on.
Jeremy had to have his stomach, his,
Need to get done.
had to be exposed. Like, Rex is really goofy in this movie. Like, he's just getting started, really. He's over the top. And I never really intended him to be goofy like that, but Jeremy came and that was what he brought. He brought that, and I'm kind of glad William got more the tone that I was wanting, even though he didn't have the look I was wanting. But at the same time, it makes this it makes it entertaining to watch this because of how goofy he is. I think. This conversation in the truck.
I think we should get some people through here soon enough.
In fact,
You think
he's
so?
just playing Brayton, whatever. He's got the frickin' script in front of him for like, he's got it on his lap for the whole time. You see him looking down at his script, and you know that we had a budget. Nobody was getting paid. That's all I could say, guys. But it kind of makes it funny at the same time. So watch
Just
this. You'll
keep
see him
that
looking
schizo
down
away.
at his, looking
I had
down.
a talk with the sheriff earlier.
Yeah, well, he better not try and screw this up for us.
Relax, Braden. He came to an understanding.
Look, we worked too hard for this.
Remember, he helped us out at the old slaughterhouse.
Rex, this is not the same. Look, you just don't tell him that he's there. You know what? He thinks he's dead.
The sheriff?
Yes, he does. Listen, I'm going to drop you off.
Too. And a lot of it
The old
was we
Francais
didn't
house?
have a
That's
choice.
right.
We didn't have enough shots.
I'll just send him my way, Braden. I'll be ready for him.
Not the worst thing ever made, though.
Hey, what's
Oh,
going
there's
on?
our main group
Why'd we
of
stop?
boys. We didn't
There's
have
barbecue.
the girls. Alice,
no.
they were written at that time, but
Could be kind of sketchy.
you know, I had
Why?
to condense
Could
a
there be
big script.
girls
to
there?
25
At a barbecue?
pages and
Yeah, man, girl.
then
Really?
Rain, Allison, you got the axe.
When's the last time you were with a girl anyway?
They wanted to do
When was
that,
the
though.
first time?
These guys were good, though. These guys
do you
were
know
good
where we're going?
actors. There's Yanni playing
At the
Gene in the
old
passenger
Francis
seat
house
there.
on Quail Hill Road.
And,
That's right.
the guy playing Jimmy in
And
the
there's
back
girls.
seats. Scott
Food.
Mendonca. He's had a
girls.
bit of an acting
I'm
career.
hungry. There's
Him
girls.
There.
I want to get laid.
Scott Mendonca.
You need to get
I
laid.
actually worked with him at Budget.
Yeah.
We all need to get laid.
It's true, yeah.
That's where I met
I know,
him.
you want to get your dick wet, don't you?
Yeah.
Got some barbecue sauce on it.
Jeez,
Budget
Gene.
Rent-A-Car. And that car they're driving is my wife's old Honda Prelude. And there's our main location. This is the house that we shot at. We called it the Francais house. I don't know. There's a story there. I won't get into it now, though. Another time.
I don't know if we should go in there. This house looks really creepy.
Come on.
That house is about roughly an hour and a half away from where I live.
I don't know.
Still there.
Okay.
There was a bunch of fires in that area, and it's still there. But I knew at the time, even at the time we were shooting this, I'm like, I don't really like the look of this house. It's not really what I'm looking for. I never did find exactly what I'm looking for, though. I'm that picky.
You're not even
I
listening
guess.
to me.
What's to listen?
Even for the
There's no
Sawyer
shit about
Massacre,
the
I was
house.
like, never found the house I
Practically
really
falling
wanted.
apart.
Looks fine to me.
What can you do?
Okay, well, promise me we'll go swimming after this.
I promise you, once we've checked out the house, we'll go swimming. Okay?
Okay.
Just find the entrance.
Promise?
These weird
Promise.
random shots.
Ah, here we are.
Very patchy editing. I'm gonna say that. I look at the editing. It was like we were trying to fill in gaps that probably didn't even need to be filled in. To be honest with you.
Wow, this is one ugly house.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad. You want to check around a bit more?
This conversation for
I
them
don't
was
know.
kind of weird.
Maybe we should just get out of here.
I never really got it well.
You know what?
Little,
there's a
definitely
basement
different
here.
than what
There's some
happens
cool
in
stuff down there.
the Sawyer Massacre, though.
No, I'm not going down there.
Definitely not the same.
It smells bad in here too.
Well, maybe Miss Francais died in here. Who? Heck was that?
There's probably animals in the basement.
Well, let's check it out then.
I don't want to go down there.
Whatever. Hello?
I hear you there, Poopo. Editing is a little, and the audio is not very good.
Hello?
I believe we did have an okay
Hey,
microphone,
Kathy, you
but
should come here.
nobody knew how to use it very well.
There's a pig in the basement.
Nobody knew what they were
Leave me
doing.
alone, Bob.
And sound design, I knew nothing about sound design. I did majority of the editing on this movie myself. Had a little bit of help from the DP.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
You will recognize some of this footage. I'll just turn this up. You will recognize some of this footage from the Sawyer Massacre promos, because we were looking for some good footage to put in. There's some good footage in here. So there you go. Oh, really? I can't stand the score in it. I mean, I like it as music, but it's just wrong for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's my it's not that it's bad music, especially when he's going down the stairwell. That's creepy music. It's just not Texas Chainsaw Massacre music. You know what I mean? I had to really kind of learn that.
Hello?
Very grainy. The Canon T3i doesn't handle low lights very well. We didn't have a lot of lights to work with. Not good ones anyways. So that was our first bit of Leatherface there. He was played by a former roommate of mine, Josh Lentz. One thing that this movie will say about Leatherface and the chainsaw, even though I love the chainsaw that we used in the Sawyer Massacre, 10 times cooler than the chainsaw we have in this film, but we always had this chainsaw running. Probably shouldn't have. I think we pretty much always had the chain on it too. Almost always. I think we did take it off for one thing. It was not safe. Had insurance still. But Josh, who played Leatherface, was actually really good with chainsaws. I'll give him credit, as opposed to Scotty. Really didn't have any chainsaw experience. So, still, at least the chainsaw was always on in this. When it was running, it really, and the sound you hear in this, when that chainsaw goes on, you hear it.
Bob, what was that noise? If this is some trick to get me in the basement, it's not gonna work. I should really get out of here. Bob? Hey, Bob. Where are you? Come on, Bob, that's enough. I know you're down there. Bob, cut this shit out.
I did like
Okay,
the,
that's it. I'm coming
the
down.
staircase, though. Now, this is not the staircase that was in the house, though, this was not the same house in Rock Creek. The staircase was a totally different house. Where I live, in fact, it's only a few blocks away from where I live right now. So if it's still up, it was supposedly going to be bulldozed. So this whole all this basement stuff, completely different house, kind of like the Sawyer Massacre. The basement stuff was a completely different house there as well. So interesting fact. But yeah, it's true. Just saying.
I'm not into playing games, Bob. You better come out.
Wish it wasn't so green. She did a great job on that. She was actually hanging. We had her on bungee cables. God, she's a trooper. We had bungee cables under her arms and tied. Oh, she was on that thing for like a couple hours. Not bad. Sorry, Bobby. Sorry, Banjo, I should say. But she had quite the scream on her, and again, sound design was not my thing back then. I'm much better at it now than I was then. I'm still not great at it, but a hell of a lot better than I was back then.
Some old lady died in it years ago. That won't stop me, though.
All right, man.
Just some needless exposition there. What are you gonna do? Here, this is brutal. Here, this whole scene is. This is where you see the goofiness of Rex in this film. I agree there, Bobby. She did great. You love him licking the key. And You're being too nice, Poopo. But I appreciate it. It's not the worst one out there.
Hey, you guys. You boys aren't going to that old Francais house, are you? Who are you, buddy? You better not go to that Francais house if you know what's best.
Whatever, man.
What's wrong? It's just the house. Just the house.
It's over the top. It is.
Or just the house. boy. Yeah. Yeah, boys, just remember what I told you. Stay away from that damn house. Stay away from it. Stay away from that house. Stay away from that house! Oh, stay away!
Gene. Be careful.
Yeah, remember what that old guy
Here's
said?
a similar line from the original, from our film.
See, guys, front door's open. It's a friendly place. Yeah.
There you go. So that line, hey guys, the front door's open. It's a friendly place. In case you guys want to know why I have that line in there, it's an homage. And it's not a Texas Chainsaw Massacre homage. It's an homage to the person that got me into arts, basically. And that person is Weird Al Yankovic, okay? I don't think I've ever told anybody this. That's a line from his movie UHF. If anybody's seen UHF, you'll know what I'm talking about. When I was very young, Weird Al was a heavy influence in me. He got me interested in like doing parodies of songs, and then eventually got me into being a musician myself and writing my own songs and blah blah. So I always kind of credited Weird Al Yankovic as being that person that got me into anything artistic, really. So even though filmmaking is different than music, that was my homage to him. So kind of weird, I know, but I always wanted to give Weird Al a bit of a shout out. So there you go. I watched UHF about 2 weeks ago. Haven't seen it since I was a kid. There you go. I watch it every now and again. It's one of those movies I love watching. You know, it's one of those movies that once you start watching it, you can't stop watching it. At least for me, anyways. So that's where that line, and I still wanted that same line to be in the Sawyer Massacre, and it is. So I doubt Weird Al Yankovic will ever see it, but you know, if he does, then he'll be like, "Hey, that's in my movie." There you go. Back to the movie now, guys.
Hey, Gene.
Funny, all the young people in this movie were more experienced actors than the older people. Like all these guys are actually pretty good.
God, that's rank.
Smells bad in here.
Decent anyways.
Gotta check this out.
Hey, what happened to the old lady who lives here?
I don't think I want to know.
Yeah, me neither.
Sure makes a lot of noise, hey?
You guys want to look upstairs?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I want to get out of here.
Positive?
It's kind of creepy.
What is that?
Is it blood?
What is that?
Yeah, that's kind of
Open it! I can't get it! Come here!
At least them, you got to see them get attacked by Leatherface, whereas We didn't get that in the Sawyer Massacre. Gene actually gets hung on a meat hook.
Don't worry, Jimmy.
Oh, Leatherface putting the chainsaw. Good jump scare. Chainsaw was actually I believe you had him they just got it. Again, we didn't have any SFX artist or anything. We had fake blood in a coffee canister, and he had the chainsaw running and put it. It's right beside him. It's kind of dangerous, and especially with him wearing the mask on. It worked. I think we did that for even the girl on Kathleen on the meat hook as well. It gave us a little bit of blood. And I think we used it one other time in this movie. It's not bad. Could be worse. Would have been nice to see some blood dripping off that chainsaw though.
Good afternoon, officer. Where are you off to today?
It's really just filler, guys.
How old are you guys?
We're all 18.
Oh, you're not going to want to go there.
What's that?
Well, it's for an older crowd. You know, it's not your kind of scene.
It's too bad. We were really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I hear you, but trust me, you're not going to like it there. So you guys just head on back that way and have a great day, okay?
Thanks, officer.
Those are our Leatherface masks made with super cheap latex. One of them is, I think, the one that he puts on one here, and it was actually a mold of my face. It wasn't a mold of my face. I mean, it just latex applied to my face. Oh no, we did do a mold. We did a plaster mold. We just poured the latex in the plaster. Well, thank you to stick with us. Yeah, this is actually a mold of my face that he's wearing now. Can't tell. I mean, it's so cheap that you just can't tell. Here, he's going to make some sausages. Wish we were more careful with this plastic. His plastic hand has a blue wrist collar on it. Makes it look fake. If you don't see it, it looks not bad, but with that stupid... what can you do? That was a real skeleton, I think. Well, no. Was it real? No, I don't think it was. Can't remember now. It wasn't mine, so I don't know for sure. See, Josh, he's got a tattoo on his arm. It doesn't look good for Leatherface, but you know, we couldn't do nothing about it.
You gotta get free before he comes back.
I don't think I can do it, man.
You can do it. Just pull
Josh
yourself
and Yanni here, who's on the meat hook, they were like high school
before he
buddies. Josh actually got Yanni to
Pull
come
your strength.
on
Just pull.
and
You need to get out. Die.
Gene in this movie.
Yeah, Josh, Josh and Scotty are very similar in size. Very, very similar. I think Scotty's about an inch or two taller, but they're both very, very big.
Okay, I get you out, man. Going all over the place.
Both very big, and they both work in casinos. That's kind of a unique fact. There's our two guys in this one.
How do you open this?
Didn't have the shots.
Oh, go Cowboys!
Barbecue time. You guys hungry?
Yeah, that grub's gonna be ready in about 10 minutes, boys.
Brother.
This is a good turnout.
I know it is. I know it is. Listen, that young fella, he sure did a good job grinding that meat. You take a look at those. Smell that.
Nice lighting there. It's all natural, Michelle.
Isn't that good?
This was all natural.
So where are all you kids from?
Did not use lights for any of this stuff.
That's a nice Austin. That's a nice Dallas. I think you're done.
Sausages are ready.
Oh, boy!
Yeah.
A lot of mountains in Western Canada where we live. That's a big difference from Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Turn back.
Hey, you fellas. You mind coming inside and helping us? Listen, we got two great big oak tables. They're down
Mustard.
past the second door on your left, just inside here.
How about some Grey Poupon?
That's great. Thanks a lot.
People have gone missing in southern Texas for years. The few survivors are mentally crippled from the trauma.
He's gonna kill us.
The past crimes remain unexplained, and new crimes continue.
Here you go. That is it. Oh. Directed by Steve Merlo, written by Steve Merlo, produced by Jamie Patterson, executive producer Steve Merlo. Whatever. Some good people that worked with there, that's for sure. But anyways, guys, that is first annual barbecue. I think it's we can stop her there. Guys, thank you for tuning in for that. Thank you for tuning into that. It was my first movie. It was my first movie. I learned a lot from it, and I keep learning. Keep learning. I think there were some great things about it. There were actually some great things about it that, you know, that I'm proud of, you know, for first time out. I don't think I was really fully grasped the story I wanted to tell. Obviously, you know, the plot is completely different in first annual barbecue. I hadn't thought of the whole, you know, the whole motive that I ended up with the Sawyer Massacre at that point, and I was always I knew that it wasn't right, but I didn't know how to go about it. But hey, there's Brad from Let's Talk Movies. Steve, congrats on 100,000 views, dude. Thanks, man. Did you see the whole? Did you see what we were just showing? I showed my first film ever, which also happens to be a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film called First Annual Barbecue. You guys got to see it. You guys are kind of I did have it on YouTube a while ago too, I think. I don't know if anybody really saw that. Maybe some people did. And there's a short version of it. Caught the last minute and a half of it. That's all good. Hey, you caught something of it. I am going to post it on YouTube though. Just because, hey, everybody starts somewhere. It's definitely not very good. Definitely not very good, but there's worse out there. I'll say that. On a technical level, it's not very good. Yes, there are some cool shots in there and whatnot, but it's very grainy in spots. Some of the color grading, I think, I didn't do the color grading though, so I don't know. The sound is horrendous. Again, I take most of the blame for that because I didn't know how to do sound design back then. But also it would help if I had money to hire a sound guy too. I didn't have money for that. Was what it was. You learn, you live and learn. Sorry. Do you feel like I do feel like I stumbled upon it on YouTube prior to the release of the Sawyer Massacre? Is it on YouTube already? No, but there's like a short version of it. Like this version that we just watched right now is just under 31 minutes. There is a version of it that only shows part of the movie, and it's like 9.5 minutes, somewhere in there. So most of the movie isn't really there, and it was just cut for. It was done for a film festival that we needed to be under 10 minutes, I believe. So it, like, all the Bob and Kathleen stuff is out of that version, and it focuses just on the three boys. Yeah. So, and there's no Drayton in it either. Brayton, as we called him, and I still can't get over that. I thought I'd get in trouble for calling the character Drayton. I was really worried that I'd come get sued for making a fan film back then. Fan films weren't huge, at least horror fan films weren't huge back in 2013, 2014. So, you thought you might get in trouble for making your own back then. So, yeah. That's why I called Leatherface the killer in that movie. I don't know. It is what it is. It is. And it is. There you go. If you guys have any other questions, again, like I said, super chats will take, will come first. But if not, I don't usually typically get a ton of questions. Ask me questions about it. Ask me questions about anything. And thank you all for helping get the Sawyer Massacre over 100,000 views. I doubt that when I post First Annual Barbecue that it'll get that many views, but you never know. Hey, but it might be a case of it's so bad it's good sort of thing. So there you go. Hey, Poo Das sent in another 29. Do you have a question? No, you can attach a question with it. Thank you though. Thank you very much, Poo Das, for your generous contributions. 29 rupees. I'm pretty sure, because you're not correcting me on that, so I'm gonna say it's rupees. Thank you so much. But if you have a question, feel free to ask. Otherwise, we'll chat for just a few more minutes or so, depending on whether you guys have questions about First Annual Barbecue or anything that I've done. It doesn't have to be about First Annual Barbecue, the Sawyer Massacre. Oh, and for those just joining us, I know Brad did. Brad's just joining us now. I unboxed or unpackaged these guys. That's the Sawyer. I know the lighting's kind of weird. There we go. The Sawyer Massacre DVD, and Blu-ray. So there you go. They look good to me. They look good. I really only ordered these one copy of each as a test to see if they will play on any kind of player I play them on, and hopefully they do. Pretty cool stuff, though. Like I said, I'll show. That's just our poster. On the back, you've got Leatherface there holding up the chainsaw. You've got, I don't know if you can see here in this corner here, that's Kathleen hanging from the meat hook. And then down here is our bunch of guys. So there you go. And insides too, sorry. You got another cutout of the poster. And on the disc, you got Leatherface. Hey, it's a pretty cool shot of Leatherface too. I like that shot of Leatherface. So I like it. I'm happy with the way it looks, but I have to make sure it works on these players. Back to your questions now. Let's talk to movies. Most anticipated horror flick of 2023. I'm a little bit behind the times. I'm going to be honest with you. I still have to catch up on 2022. So yeah, what's coming out this year? I guess there's a new Scream. I got to catch up on all the Scream movies after Scream 2. So I'm not the best. I'm not the best for that. What else is coming out this year? I know there's more. There's no Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, so well, there's probably some fan films coming out, I believe. I think The Grind is coming out. I don't know. I believe Brett Wagner is going to be in that. Brett Wagner's a really cool guy. Chatted lots with him. So I'll check out more fan films. I always try to look for indie films, so I'm not a big Hollywood movie guy. Give me some indie films. But so yeah, I don't really have an answer. I have to look up what's coming out, and probably, man, as far as indie films go, I am really excited for Slasher 15's productions Go Away. Really looking forward to that. Michael McGlynn is he's one of the producers of Slasher 15, and he's the first victim in our movie, so it was pretty cool. So yeah, maybe that one. We'll say that one for now. I don't know. The Third Channel. Yeah, Michelle Blasky, The Third Channel. Yes. Looking forward to that one for sure. Bobby Hive, Steven, still good about what we talked about on the DVDs. Let me know. Oh, yes. I know what you mean. I just ordered these to test, and I might not even have to do that, Bobby. We'll talk. I might not. I may or may not. I'm still kind of figuring all that out. Anyways, Aaron Johnson, King Dines, that was this originally written as a prequel? I think in my mind it was, Aaron, but obviously for obvious reasons, we didn't have the ability to we didn't have the money to make everything authentically time period or anything like that. I think the time period I was originally looking at was like 1971 from the original script, and then I altered it. I mean, we just threw out the idea of a certain time setting, just so that we can have more modern vehicles and modern clothes and all that kind of stuff. Not that I really wanted it to do that. It's just it was a money thing. So whatever. Will there be a sequel to the Sawyer Massacre? I don't know. I know I keep getting asked that. And I don't see me doing it. I'd be happy if another filmmaker wanted to. They'd have my blessing. If a filmmaker says, Steve, I really love the Sawyer Massacre, can I make a sequel to it? I would love that. I would be like, yes, go ahead, make it your own. Do take the story where you think it would go. I have too many other screenplays I want to get to, and I'm kind of starting pre-production. Well, getting to pre-production on my next film. The development stage is nearly complete, and I will make announcements about what that is and go from there. Yeah, looks good. Gotcha. All that kind of stuff. Yeah. We'll talk, Bobby. Again, I'm not 100% sure yet, though. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, if it can be done in an easier way, I will. But we'll talk. We'll talk about that. I don't know. Not 100% sure. I got to test these bad boys out first. Before I go and order a whole schwack of them for people. And they get them and, hey, this won't work on my player and all that kind of stuff. I want to be as sure as I possibly can. And that's all I can say. I like the way they look, though. To me, these look like what you'd expect from a Sawyer Massacre DVD and Blu-ray. So I like that, and it's good, and I like it. So it was very cool that I could open those for you guys today on my show. Thank you all for tuning. If there's no more questions, we'll call it a day. And I think that's pretty good anyways. We've gone over an hour and a half. And thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for, and again, you don't feel like you're obligated to put in super chats. I'll most likely answer questions anyways, unless I miss it by accident. Unless the channel gets like so big that I just can't, there's just no way I could get to every question. At that point, I'd probably need a moderator. I probably should have a moderator right now, but I don't. I don't even know how to go about doing that. Going to be honest with you. I should ask some people. I know enough people in the YouTube community to figure that out, I would think. But I haven't done that yet. That's all good. So thank you guys. Try to be more active on YouTube in the next little while. You can expect First Annual Barbecue to be on my channel. You can expect some of my music now too, because now that I am monetized, I can possibly monetize my own music on there. So you guys like the intro to my show, intro/outro? You can expect that to be on the channel, and you can hear the whole song, all 4 parts of it. All 4 parts, 4-part song. That's part 3 that I play. What else? Sawyer Massacre rocks. Woo-hoo-hoo. Thanks. I definitely didn't expect all the success that we've had. I did not expect it, but I'm happy to have it though too. I'm really happy that we were able to deliver something special for the fans. And again, not that First Annual Barbecue isn't somewhat special for the fans too. Again, there are worse fan films out there than First Annual Barbecue, but I wanted to do something a little better. I didn't want that to be my Texas Chainsaw Massacre legacy either, but it's still very cool to just kind of go back and look at it and say, wow, there is some cool stuff in there. There is some cool stuff. Have a great night, Michelle. Have a great night, everybody. I'm gonna head on out here. I gotta put the little boy to bed. It's his bedtime now, so gotta get him to bed. And so you guys have a wonderful night. I'll keep you posted. Look for more content from me. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Hit that like button. If you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. But hit that like button. It helps bring the algorithm up. Yeah, very important. It is, and all that wonderful stuff. So thank you guys. Have a good night. We'll see you all real soon. You guys rock.